just take a moment to listen to that nostalgia. How great was that? That was a simpler time in Blitz when you could jump in a tank with your platoon mate and just enjoy the bliss of playing Blitz. And look at that. It's +2, -2 matchmaking, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know, this is a video from Bungie on Blitz, who is one of the OG replay Blitz channels on YouTube. Yeah. The reason why I'm making this video is not as a nostalgia trip, but more so to inform you that Wargaming are thinking of reintroducing all of the old maps into Blitz again. So, you know how in July we had Old Winter Malinovka, we had Lost Temple, and we had Mirage? Well, they've made a survey or a poll on their World of Tanks Blitz official Discord server where they have asked the community what they want, which kind of old maps they want to see in Blitz brought back. Now, I think what's happening is Wargaming are testing out people's responses. I have a sneaking suspicion that Wargaming want to reintroduce all of these maps in Reforged, which, by the way, I'm all for. I'm all for reintroducing these old maps. I want these old maps to come back into Blitz because, let's be real here, they were much better than the maps that we have now. They just feel so much better. They're more fun to play on. They look more aesthetically pleasing. I mean, this is the OG Oasis Palms. This is the old Oasis Palms. You can see that it has some similarities with the current Oasis Palms that we have now, but it had a bit more hills. It had more rocks in the areas there. It was more simplistic, right? It was more simplistic, and there was more areas for you to obviously to play your tanks. So again, this is a video where we basically delve into the origins of these maps. Well, not so much the origins, but rather what you would like to see in Blitz. Would you like to see these maps being reintroduced into Blitz? Would you like to see perhaps Wargaming reintroduce these maps permanently into Reforge and have them in the circulation? So therefore, it's easier for you to get into a battle because then there's plenty of maps to choose from. Because again, I think what's happening is Wargaming are planning on reintroducing these old maps. Perhaps not all of them, but some of them, maybe most of them, depending on what the community wants. And depending on, of course, what the community polls show. Now, I think what's going to happen is every month we're going to have a different set of old maps. And obviously, towards the end of all this, they may or may not ask us as a generalized question which of the old maps we like the most. And I'm presuming probably the top 5 that we choose and we like the most is probably going to be the ones that they want to reintroduce permanently into Reforged, which would be great, alongside, obviously, the new maps. Because that way you'll be able to choose. Because in World of Tanks PC, there's a lot of maps in the game. There's plenty of maps to choose from. There's plenty of things to do, plenty of maps to choose, as I was saying. And it just feels better. I don't understand why Wargaming ever got rid of these maps to begin with. Like Lost Temple, they completely removed it from the game. Whereas Oasis Palms, they just reintroduced it, but different. It was different. They just reworked the map, which is fine. But I don't think people are too fussed about having Oasis Palms being reintroduced into Blitz. Maybe something like old Desert Sands, old Lost Temple. Yeah, old Lost Temple. By the way, Lost Temple that we had was the reworked version of the Lost Temple that I played back in 2014, 2015 Blitz. The Lost Temple back then was a different map completely. It looked different. It had different aesthetics. Oh, also Vineyards. Vineyards was also a night map. Did you know that? Vineyards was a night map, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have thought we had a night map in Blitz? But we did. Vineyards was that map. And then they decided to make it like a afternoon or a dawn map instead. So there is sunlight. I don't know why they ever decided to get rid of it, to be honest with you. It's a bit upsetting there. But anyway, can we just appreciate the nostalgia that we're seeing in this video right here with Bungie and his platoon mate in the IS3 Defender, which, by the way, back then was an absolute beast. It was a beast at tier 8. it was really, really strong. It really proved to be a formidable tank indeed. Back then, you know, you had tanks like the T-54 Mod 1, which was insane when it came out. It was one of the most broken tanks in Blitz at the time. And it was just crazy. It was just crazy. There's an IS8 there. Boy, does it look different. I mean, the IS8 went through a few revisions as well. Not to mention the IS3 went through a few revisions as well. You can see this is pre-PBR. Look at that old destruction animation. Like, you just don't get that nowadays. You just don't get that nowadays. It's pretty crazy. Look at the old, oh my god, the old garage. Look at that. The old UI. Why can't we have this back? This looks so much better than what we've got now. All this animation BS that lags and doesn't look... This just looks so much better. Give us back this, man. This is what we want to see. This is what we want back in Blitz, not what we've currently got right now, honestly. Like, look at this, right? And you can hear the victory. Look at that. Oh my god, look at the old results screen. No reactions. None of these bullshit reactions or anything like that. Just simple, plain statistics at the end of a battle. That's what you want. That's what we want. Wargaming. Oh, crap. My freaking phone fell down. God's sake. Oh, my God. Anyway. Yeah, or, you know, or like, yeah, sorry. I have a bit of a weird laugh when things go wrong, like it just did. At least I don't sound like, banana. Anyway, sorry. I got off on a bit of a tangent there. What I was saying was, we want to see more of these original aspects of the game reintroduced into Reforged. You want to make Reforged great again? You want people to play Reforged again? Guess what? Reintroduce this stuff. We want to see this nostalgia be brought back into What It Takes Blitz Reforged, because the player base that we currently have right now missed out on all this. They missed out on a simplistic garage design. They missed out on all of these things. They missed out on amazing battle music when you load into a game. They missed out on all that stuff. Why? Why do we need to overcomplicate Reforged? We don't need to overcomplicate it at all. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Bring us amazing graphics and amazing physics, but also give us back the OG feeling of Blitz so we don't feel like we were all left out. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comments down below what you think of reintroducing all these old maps into Blitz, if you think it's a good idea. Otherwise, as always, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves, look after your friends and family. Peace in the Middle East, and as always, oh, and everywhere else in this world, by the way, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.